Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Damian Ryan, and I'm the acting CEO of the Climate Group. And it's my great pleasure now to bring this year's opening ceremony proceedings to a close. Now, I realize I'm standing here in a dangerous position between hungry people and their lunch, so I won't keep you any longer than I need to. But I hope that you'll all agree that it's been a really fascinating morning of debate and discussion. But before I round off, I'm delighted, first of all, to share a video message that was recorded especially for today from the UN Secretary General, His Excellency Ban Ki-moon.
Dear friends, this will be my final Climate Week NYC as Secretary General. I congratulate the Climate Group for hosting this event every year since 2009 to accelerate climate solutions from all sectors of society. The adoption of the Paris Climate Agreement last December was a historic moment in our effort to create a safer, more equitable, and prosperous world for all. Governments, the private sector, and civil society came together to achieve something that none could achieve on their own. But our work is only just the beginning. The global thermostat continues to rise. Each month brings further evidence of devastating climate impacts. We must ensure the Paris Agreement enters into force as early as possible this year. To that end, I'm hosting a high-level event at the United Nations during Climate Week to give countries an international platform for legally joining the agreement. We have to move quickly from aspiration to action. Climate action is essential for meeting the Sustainable Development Goals. I count on you to do all you can to realize the promise of Paris at work, in the marketplace, in the polling booth, in your communities and your homes. Together, we can rise to the climate challenge. I thank you for your commitment and wish you a successful Climate Week NYC.
So as the UN Secretary General has just said, we must now continue to move from aspiration to action. At a time, I think, of political and economic uncertainty, and in a year in which we need to build on the success of the Paris Climate Conference, it really has been heartening to see the action and ideas from the leaders today, from government and business, on the stage. This year's opening ceremony has again demonstrated the growing momentum, enthusiasm, and excitement that exists for taking bold climate action. Earlier in the year, when we were planning Climate Week, it was obvious to us that a focus on US climate action was the self-evident theme for 2016. With the need to ratify the Paris Agreement and a pivotal presidential election on the horizon, the decisions that the US has made and will make this year will resonate for many years, both domestically and internationally. The stakes, we know, are very high. I think we can be confident, however, that in the boardrooms of leading corporates and around the cabinet table, America does mean business when it comes to tackling climate change. As Secretary Moniz and Rachel Kite revealed in their discussion, much has changed in the US over the last decade, with a profound shift underway in the energy system driven by policy, economics, and technology. And this fact, as we've seen today, has not been lost on business. The announcements from Apple and Bank of America that they will be joining the RE100 initiative, and a similar announcement from General Motors last week, provide a clear signal to anyone that doubted it that the debate about the role and the importance of clean, renewable energy is over. So why is this important? Well, the US has led, or profoundly shaped, every economic and technological revolution of the last 100 years. It will do so again in building the clean economy if its decision makers in business and government follow the path set by the leaders we have heard from this morning. This should really give us all confidence that a tipping point for transformative action here in the US and indeed beyond is within our grasp if we keep our eye on the ball. Critical in this regard will be securing clear and substantive outcomes at this year's COP in Morocco, as Minister Al-Haytay made clear in her intervention. And we should not forget the role either of other actors, not least state and regional governments, represented today here so eloquently by Premiers Notley and Couillard. Now, this morning, of course, is only the start of another very busy Climate Week. I'm pleased to say that there are over 100, or nearly 100, affiliate events happening across the city over the next 6 days. And I just want to draw attention to two, one of which you heard just now from the Secretary-General, which is the ceremony for other countries to formally ratify the Paris Agreement, bringing us ever closer to that important early entry into force. And the other event is occurring after lunch with the Philips Rising the Standard event, which I encourage all of you to attend. And just finally, I wanted to acknowledge that Climate Week really is a collaborative affair. So before closing, I'd like to thank all our partners and sponsors, without whose support none of this would be possible. I would also like to thank my own team, who have yet again worked tirelessly to deliver a superb program, and in particular, thank my colleague, Amy Davidson, our North America Director, who was in charge of this great annual event. And just finally, I hope that you've all been inspired by the conversations that you've heard today, which I encourage you to continue and expand over lunch, indeed in the months and weeks ahead. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you all next year at Climate Week 2017. All the best.